Hi, I'm Jennifer Janish, owner of Adored Salon and Adored Signature Hand-Tied Hair Extensions. I'm obsessed with curly hair. I cut it, style it, and extend it, and this podcast is all about my curly girl obsessions that stretch far beyond just curly hair. Hey there, it's me, Jennifer, Chloe, and Sarah, my client and Chloe's client. We're going to do the Curly Girls Obsessions podcast today, talking with Sarah and her hair journey as a curly girl with hair extensions and finding us and finding like her true best self with the hair that she loves. Because we're recording this in the salon while the salon is going, you're going to hear a lot of background going on. You'll hear other conversations, so I'm going to apologize for that now, but there's no other way for us to do this. We're also by our outside window, and we did just have a leak in our back room, so there is kind of, I don't know if they can see. Oh,
There's
good. You kind of can't
going on
see
back there
yeah.
too.
A little bit.
Just a little bit, stuff everywhere, but the goods are going to be in this conversation. So here we go. Okay, Sarah, tell us where you start. Tell us the beginning of your journey and your searching out hair extensions and why.
So I had a child, stressful time in my life, and COVID hit, and I lost a lot of hair.
You're a nurse.
Oh yeah.
So I remember that when you contacted me, like being a nurse during COVID, also not an easy time.
No, you had to wash your hair every day, change your clothes before you ever entered the house, all that good stuff. So, and I had lost a bunch of hair from postpartum, and I had sought out hair, anybody would, and I got taken extensions. Not a great decision.
No.
After the fact, but
They don't advocate for those either.
they did what they were.
Were they curly?
They actually were, and they did what they were supposed to do initially.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't last long, and you couldn't wash your hair very often. So, so that was not going to work out. And then after that, I still wanted hair, not selfishly. Because believe it or not, being educated and all that, hair does a lot for your self-esteem. For sure, your confidence level, all of that. So my sister has blonde, straight, beautiful blonde hair, and she got extensions. And she had hand-tied hair extensions, and she's like, "You should go see my girl." And I went to the salon, and she said, "Oh yeah, I could do your hair. I could match it." Don't think you could match something or don't promise something that you've never done before, because you don't know if you could do it.
Yeah. And this is okay. So your install, let's discuss like what went down.
What kind of hair was it?
Straight.
Did they try to do anything fancy to actually match it, or was it just like good luck?
A blowout.
Yeah.
The first set was straight. She called my hair unruly, and it was my hair's fault
Naturally.
Always
of
the
course.
curly girl's fault.
Right?
because it was unruly. And it was the laughing joke of the salon how unruly my hair was.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And my sister,
They made fun of you in the salon.
well, my sister was there. My sister's super smart with no common sense. I mean, master's degree. Laughed too because she thought it was a funny joke.
Okay, we need to talk about this part because so many people, not even just hairstylists, but hairstylists like the hairstylist in that salon were to blame because they allowed that, right? So curl shaming happening right there, but not
Girl shaming, that's the new point in term of this year, right?
Yeah, like I think that, and I'll never forget, like walking into a salon when I was little and they'd be like, oh my God, you have so much hair. And most people would take that as a compliment, but the way that it was delivered,
No,
it
it was
felt like
not.
such an insult.
Like a
Because-
chore, like you were just
Yes.
like, oh,
It-
a burden.
a burden in
Yes.
their day.
Because they didn't know what to do with it. It wasn't your hair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was the lack of education because that really at that point there was none.
None. And and like I would just try to brush my hair and
I would try to brush my hair straight or use a curling iron to make pretty curls.
because yours, weren't seen as pretty.
Pretty.
So, and the fact that this went on as little as 4 years ago
Mhm.
in the hair salon
Yeah,
is, do you have the logo?
I do not.
it's just so unruly. I'm like, oh my God.
Here we go.
Which is like I feel like Sarah's hair, like I'm like it's pretty like it's not hard to do, like with the right product and
Yeah,
like you just gotta know what you're doing.
it's the right product, the
Yeah.
right cut, the right, well, let's be real. It's us.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be fair.
To be fair, it's us. And so, okay. So walking in the salon, they're, ooh,
Abusing the client on film.
Chloe.
Oh my god. Right?
So what I come here for.
Right?
oh my God, again.
Right? This is the
One of our
second
best
time.
reels
Yes.
is abusing Sarah.
Yeah.
Pulling her
It's
hair.
all good.
So back to, here you are paying for a service of hair extension. They're telling you your hair is unruly
Yeah.
and,
After the extensions didn't look right.
oh, that was when your hair became unruly?
When it,
Wasn't working?
but they weren't gonna tell me it wasn't.
Gonna work.
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't look right. It didn't look good.
What was your first thoughts like when you had that install done? Like what did you immediately think?
This it does not look like it's my hair.
Yeah.
It's obvious this is not my hair and it's attached to my head. How the hell do I hide this?
Right. Now what? How do I get rid of this almost?
Yeah. Go home and see what you can do with it.
Can you do that?
Yeah. I'll call them.
And, okay, so that was your first experience?
Yeah, go home and see what you can do with it. And then
Right. Go home and try again. Yeah. You try, Sarah.
the more I looked at it, I'm like, color doesn't even match. Oh, look, we could toner. Let's put some toner on. I'm like, I never heard the word toner so much in my life. And then the first time I heard Jen actually use the word toner, I cringed and wanted to like run away from her because toner doesn't fix everything.
Right.
It's not like some magic potion.
And toner isn't really meant to fix things. It's just supposed to
PTSD
Yeah.
on the word toner.
It scared me.
It scared her. It was just another element of, okay, so,
And my hopes were like sky high on this. I had wanted it. My sister got it. And it's just like, it was devastating.
over promise, under deliver.
So she's, oh, it's my manufacturer. I called it and they agreed this one time. Cause she called it hair for days. So there was a ton of it. Not in my head. Yeah. And the manufacturer agreed this one time. We could take back the hair even though you used part of it and because she was such a good purchaser. Give something to match closer because it was their fault, not hers. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah,
so then,
round two.
round 2 was hand tied.
No, this was still hand tied, same person, but it was permed. And that, you still have that sample that you took out of my head.
I do, because it was, so with curly hair, which I talk about a lot, is like building out to the fluff of the hair versus the density, which is really a lot different from what is spoken about in install classes and just in general with curly, with any hair, right? So, because naturally curly hair has so much fluff, brushed out, smoothed out, blown out, or styled, you have to meet that with the extensions. Otherwise, it's going to, the natural hair is going to puff and the extensions are going to fall flat and it will always look like a mushroom. And I believe that those were the photos that you sent
Oh,
me.
yeah. And of course, with the first install she did the straighten, the blowing out and the fake curls to where it looked kind of halfway decent.
Right, you couldn't even
Leaving
really see it.
The salon, but come on, be realistic. Nobody's got that much time, and with curly hair, it's not going to stay like that for more than a few hours once you go out in hot weather.
Or cold, I mean, it's cold here today and it's raining.
Right, sleeting, it's cold.
My hair's so curly, it's,
The minute the temperature hits it, it's gonna.
yeah, and those pictures looked great, I'm sure. That wasn't reality though, and that was her last minute effort to get her picture.
Yeah, they have it. So,
And that's not the definition of curly hair either.
and then, so after this, obviously, you were horrified, you were upset, you wanted something better. How did you find Adored?
Well, after I agreed to go back the second time and she installed permed hair into my head, and that was even worse. And she
What was the, like, let's explain the difference of the feeling of the permed hair versus your natural hair.
harsh, perfect curls.
But like they were too perfect. Like they are,
It's-
not okay.
Yeah.
Too consistent?
Yeah.
My hair was not that controlled. It didn't even look like real hair, move like real hair, nor feel.
So it, in other words, like the curls clumped together, was it stiff or was it soft?
It was felt fake, stiff, didn't move like hair. It was just a clump of spiral.
Unseparated.
Yeah, it was
So,
awful.
okay, so then how did you find us? How did you find Adored?
Every curly girl has a horrifying story. We've all been burned.
Be it a haircut, be it a color, be it
Yeah.
a style.
I am when I've been burned that bad, I'm determined, hey, this can happen. There is somebody out there. This isn't the end of my story. And my confidence was on the ground. So I searched curly girl, curly hand tie, curly near me, and your name was at the top of the list. Oh, and when she sewed in this hair, she used bright red thread.
Oh, yeah, the
Right.
extension, yeah, the extensions were red too, I do remember.
And that was me and Jen's first interaction. I find Jen's name, hand tied. Is this your hair? Where did you get this? This isn't. I had a lot of questions. She probably thought I was crazy.
No, I was excited. I'm always excited to get a new client. And I'm always also not excited, but intrigued by their story. Right? I'm always like, okay, what am I gonna learn from this situation? Because the stories that we've heard,
Oh my, no one's exactly the same, but they're all similar.
yeah,
It's always a horror story, like Sarah said. It's always
curl shaming.
traumatizing, curl shaming.
not
over
wanting,
promise, under deliver.
yeah, not wanting to deliver on the hair's natural texture. And it's on it, it's kind of just a product of society because
Yeah.
they're taught, everybody is taught how to do hair straight. Nobody goes to hair school and they're like, we're gonna start out with curly hair. No, they start out with straight because it's easier to learn. And
More
if they,
difficult.
yeah, if they bring in curly, it's
It's a blowout. It's not even.
right, like your texture.
Did you
Yeah.
even know what a diffuser was at that point?
No, we never touched it. And I had diffused in beauty school once at that point, and they taught us to diffuse like this, to pick it up with the end of your tail comb and put it in the dryer like that.
To get the ends.
Like it was
That's how you would dry. There was
gross
no.
thing you couldn't touch.
Yeah, you would have to touch it.
Sarah.
Right?
Like oh, it's a disease. You don't want to catch it.
No one would
What's
want
wrong
this.
with
Don't
that?
catch it.
Don't let that spread.
Oh my god.
So me and Jen first, we're going back and forth. Well, actually, the funny thing was I called her salon and I asked to talk to her. And I about fell over when I got her on the phone. I don't know how I got her on the phone.
She's real.
It's
I
so
don't-
funny when I hear like there was one other time in my life that someone and the only way to say it is like just to say it was like I felt like she was starstruck by me. Do you remember her in the hair show? Chloe's probably gonna get this all the time now.
I got it in the where do we go? Beauty Gives Back.
Oh
I got
yes,
recognized
yes,
there, yeah.
yes. And so when people like it is the weirdest feeling. Like you're like, I put my pants on the same way you do. Like
Yeah.
I
I mean, her pictures were everywhere and her hair was beautiful.
well, thank you.
But I got her on the phone and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, so one of the worst parts was this hairdresser used this bright red thread to sew these things in. And I'm like, I need to see a picture of your hair sewn in your head. She must have thought I was
Oh,
crazy.
the base.
Yeah, I need to see this.
So could people like
You could see them sticking out. I had to
that's right,
use
you had the
tiny
thread
clips.
sticking out.
I had
Yeah,
to use tiny clips to clip them down.
I remember that.
So I got her on the phone. I'm like, can you take a picture of your hair sewn in? I need to see it. She's like, you shouldn't be able to see the threads sticking out. I'm like, I need to see your hair before we can continue any further.
Where you're like, I'm actually terrified.
I need to see your hair sewn in. So she sent me this picture of her
My non-thread, right?
non-thread. I'm like, okay. I think I'm gonna save.
It's a safe space to get your
Safe
hair done.
space.
So then,
That had to be a first request for you.
I mean, people do, when they
People like
come in
to
for
see.
consults, they want to see the base of it.
And how it goes in, if it looks like a giant lump on your head, if you can see them.
And we're really transparent, like, you know, me and Chloe both have in the extensions, London does too. And we're always tipping our head over for people to look at it and see and understand, because I mean, it is an investment in yourself. You want to know
Huge.
that you're getting, you know, you're a single mom. I know, like,
Yeah.
you have your, I don't know what you call it, but
I
like, is it
budget.
your, yes,
I-
it's your budget for your hair.
It has its own account. Out of every paycheck, I pull that amount to that account.
The hair account,
I plan for it.
the feel good account,
The me account.
the me account. So then,
It's the me account.
with Sarah's hair, when we started, you know, Sarah comes to us from Indiana. You're how far away of a drive? Hour.
On a good day, I can make it here in an hour and 5.
So we did everything virtually. It was, you know, we were still coming out of COVID time, like we were still in mask time, like it. So we did everything over the phone. And then Sarah came in for the extension install, and I had everything ready to go, and I started taking out Sarah's extensions, and this was the first time that I was gonna see the results of that postpartum hair loss firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of had a heart attack because it was the back middle of her head was half an inch long. And I was like, how is this gonna blend? And from there, like, Sarah really and truly grew so much of my knowledge for curly hair extensions, and she was patient with me, patient with her. Like, the difference between Sarah's hair and everything that I had worked on or with, my hair was long. Like, the top layer of my hair had come to here,
Yeah.
so it easily blended. Whereas with you, we had this back middle gap, right? And Sarah at that time was, what do you remember what all, like, we ended up putting in? Was that we put in a third that was like,
You had to do a third mini. That's
we had to
when
do a
you
Brazilian,
introduced the Brazilian because my hair was so curly.
where was the postpartum hair loss because it was so short. There was no
tight.
weight. There
Yeah.
was no weight to it. It was super fine.
Yes.
So we had to figure out a way to drag it out some to blend it with the extensions. And so that was, how many appointments did it take us to get it right? Sarah?
It was okay because it wasn't
Right. I mean,
hopeless.
it was okay, but it wasn't, to me, it wasn't my
Yeah.
standard. Like, we
Yeah.
kept going until we made your hair look perfect.
Yeah.
So there was that. But I also think too, for you were kind of like,
I was driven. I was
well,
done.
and you were just so happy to not have the straight extensions in or the permed extensions.
and
you-
something that looked real.
And you knew
There was hope.
there was hope. You want to explain these clips? Is it this way?
Yeah, however it was on, I haven't.
The majority of your clips, though.
Yeah, but I don't do it I don't make them forward. I just kind of put them in. I could put it in like this or like this. Like, I don't go face off the front. Like, does that make sense? Not like the front of this, the clip. Like, I just put them in. Like, I don't make sure they're facing the same way.
Oh, you guys are scaring me a little bit.
Oh my God, don't.
So, from there,
My hair grew and my extensions grew.
and what did the extensions do? Like, oh wait, we gotta put that extra piece.
I was about to say, where do you want to put that?
The confidence, the way I felt about myself. Yeah, I'm a nurse. I teach other people in my field. I have a ton of experience. Yeah, and I'm awkward.
What?
Yeah, like in my head, I'm a abnormal. So yeah, it put confidence in me to not worry about what I look like. I had hair on my head. I had beautiful hair on my head. I know that sounds so shallow.
But
But
that's not.
shave your head and see how you feel.
Sarah.
Seriously.
It does not sound shallow.
It's so you're a hairstylist, but to the general public, they think hair extensions and they're like, oh
Have you seen the movie Substance yet with Demi Moore?
no.
Oh, you gotta go see it.
Is it new?
It came out, I think it came out in November.
Okay.
And like the most perfect person to play this part is Demi Moore, because I think Demi Moore has even had her kneecaps redone. Like she's had so much
And she
plastic
shaved
surgery.
her head in a movie.
Right? Do you remember G.I. Jane?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, she was so good in that.
And what's it called?
The Substance. And so basically, I've talked about this so much. The girls are probably so sick of hearing me talk about this movie. It's about the eternal, or it's, how do I say it? This search, it's the eternal search for the fountain of youth, right? And she is, and I'm not ruining the movie for anyone by telling you this is first 5 minutes of the movie. She is like a workout girl on TV. She teaches like workout classes that are recorded, and she's turning 50. It's her birthday, the first day of the movie, and her boss takes her to lunch for her birthday and then basically fires her.
I was gonna guess that.
She's washed up, right? And they need a new person. And so from there, the storyline goes, and it's like, you know, because I'm turning 50, I think it was so impactful in my life. Like you know, we do all these things, you know, you work out.
There's a
Yeah.
younger and better
Yeah.
version out there. Bye.
I had my Botox appointment the next day after this movie.
Shut up.
And it's like what she goes through
In her industry to come back.
I can't tell you.
And this is at the theaters.
I know it's not
I
anymore.
might have to buy this one.
And it's at first glance, I thought I'm like, what in the hell am I watching? Because it is a horror film. It's deemed as a horror film.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And did you see
That's the
I haven't
category?
seen it, but I wanted to.
That's the category.
Horror.
Yes,
Rated
horror.
R.
Horror film. And it's not rated R because of like
Like murder.
sex scenes.
Yeah.
Well, there's an abuse scene that's really over the top. And but I will so in other words, if you see the movie, Sarah, you won't feel like saying that your hair, having good hair, makes you seem shallow. That's what I'm trying to get to here, is the movie is, as women, what we go through.
Aging.
And the ultimate end is not like that. The craziest part of it all that you realize is that it's really not the women driving this. It's the older, wealthy men who have nothing to gain or have nothing but gain from having really nice looking arm candy or having something really good to look at in life. Like everything elicits some form of an emotion, their power with a really beautiful woman next to them, or
It makes them
watching the image, what does that do internally for them, right? Like, and it's just this, you gotta watch it. Anybody who's listening to this, if you're in the beauty industry, or you gotta watch it, because all of us do age.
Yeah, we do.
Some do it gracefully, some fight it all the way. That's me. And it's good. You gotta, and the length that that Demi Moore goes through in this movie to look good because of the industry that she's in, film, like
I can't imagine.
It's unbelievable. It's really good.
And I think it's kind of funny too, because like when you started talking about it, like and how, like kind of like how the industry is like looking for the younger, more beautiful women. When you were like talking about it the first thing in my head, I was like, that's not a Demi Moore movie. That's a Margaret Qualley movie. I'm like, Demi Moore, whatever. I'm like, Margaret Qualley, she's dating Taylor Swift's like director, producer, like
How old
Demi
is
Moore.
she?
Young. She's the
Oh,
one
yeah.
who she merges into.
Oh,
I'm like, it's a Margaret Qualley movie.
and I'm saying
It's a Demi Moore.
Oh, the co-star. You said Margaret. I get it,
And I'm-
right? Because coming from the younger.
Yes, because
perspective.
that's like on TikTok when you would see it. It's not Demi Moore. You're seeing Margaret Qualley. You're not seeing that. So even like that, who they're
Yes,
pushing forward, because
is the younger.
it's a Demi Moore film. She's the main character, but they're not pushing Demi Moore.
Holy crap! Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so they're even doing it
In the social
Yes.
aspect, you know, those
They're not,
fuckers.
they're
like,
not labeling it as a Demi Moore movie. They're labeling it.
She's
as
the one who won all the awards.
Yes.
She's the one who won all the awards. She's the one who endures hell for this movie. Like,
Yeah.
it's there's this scene that I just saw on social media. Like, you know, of course I saw it when I watched the movie, but she's getting ready for a date, and it just so happens that it's on the night of this firing, I believe.
Oh, man.
And the whole thing is interesting. She meets this guy in the parking lot, and he remembers her from high school, and she doesn't remember him whatsoever, right? He probably was nobody she would have ever thought twice about, but now she just needs a confidence boost, right? Just like the hair extensions, she just needs something to bring her some form of happiness. And so she's getting ready to go out on this date, and this guy is like over the moon on her in the parking lot, like falling all over her, starstruck, right? Because
Oh, boy.
and she's getting ready, and she's putting on her lipstick, and she's a beautiful woman with that jet black hair, right? And she's putting on this red lipstick, and it even, like, you're seeing her lips obviously are not as full as what they once were, and she's putting on this lipstick, and it's not getting better, and she's trying to make it better, and then she literally goes crazy in the scene, and she starts smearing this lipstick. Sarah's rolling her eyes. It's like,
Lost
please,
it.
she lost it, is right. And it's like, it kind of, this is going to sound kind of crazy, but it kind of reminds me of the straight extensions. Like, she's, you know, what's the term with the lipstick? Like, she's putting this lipstick on to make her lips look better. They're not looking better. It's doing nothing for her, but
Yeah.
she has nothing else at that very moment.
Yes, and even like the curly girls, I've had so many people be like, which sounds like absolutely insane. They're like, they would just rip their hair out with a brush and want to like hit their head with the brush because they're like,
I
I
can
hate
see that.
this curly hair. And it's like, there's nothing better.
I think that would have been me, like,
Yes.
when I was in third grade, and
Yeah.
my best friend had stick straight, perfect, they call it now the butterfly cut.
Yeah.
At the time, we called it feathering, and I got my hair cut like that, and it didn't work.
Oh, hell no.
No, not at all, not at all. So yeah, you got to go see that movie. There's so many scenes that at first glance I thought it was crazy, and the more that I've thought about it, I
It
want to
scared
see it
you.
again. I wanted to go see it again.
Did you see it in theaters or at home?
Yeah, we saw it at the Marcus.
Mm.
Yeah, it was crazy because Brad and I had no idea what we were seeing. I was so excited that he planned a night out at the movies. I was like, yeah, what are we going to see? He's like, oh, it's this Demi Moore movie.
You're like, so our movie.
Well, and that was, there was a couple scenes that I did have to cover my face because I can't watch. I mean, and if you see it, you'll know when. And I'm like, oh my God, tell me when it's over. I can't see this. And I'm like, how did you even think to take us to that? He's like, well, I had no idea. I thought it was just a typical Demi Moore movie.
This one definitely made her do some soul digging.
Yeah.
Sure.
It was good. It was good. So, okay, we got to get totally, our ADHD came in.
Right.
We're off topic. We're
It's all good.
talking about things that don't,
Yeah, so
the confidence level.
Well, females in general are just, especially in the workplace, are just not very supportive.
Well, and let's be real, like curly hair in the workplace, I tell you like how many clients over the years have come in for the perfect blowout for an interview because God forbid they would have curly hair in the interview.
Right, it's not
Because
professional.
they view
Yeah.
you as wild and chaotic.
If you Google
Yeah.
curly hair personality, that's exactly what comes up.
Wild and chaotic.
Wild. Oh my God, what were the other terms? But wild is like first and foremost.
Oh my.
Yes. Are you Googling it? See, Sarah's got to Google it. But yeah, they would come in for that perfect blowout. They would do everything.
Well, it's not something you tell people. You don't want them to know because, and this is where curly or extensions are more known than before, but still we hate on each other. So you really don't talk about it. You just like when people got breast implants years ago, you don't talk about it.
Right, yeah.
So
Girl.
they walk away and call her shallow. Yeah, so you don't talk about it. Nobody knows about it. And they just think you did something different with your hair.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, but you also need, if you're gonna get extensions and you do have curly hair, you need the curly extensions for that perfect blowout to have the textures match.
Yeah.
We've done yours both ways. Or we mainly do it curly, but we have blown it out.
Oh, wow. Curly hair can be associated with a variety of personality traits, including outgoing, fun-loving, spontaneous. People with curly hair can also be seen as courageous, outspoken, daring.
Daring.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
History of curly hair. In many societies, curly hair has symbolized vitality, strength, and beauty. However, curly hair has also been depicted as messy, wild, and unprofessional.
Yeah.
Damn.
There you go.
All just from my appearance.
Right.
That is stereotyping and that's discrimination.
Mhm. Well, it goes on every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
You unruly.
I know. Thank
Hairstylist.
God. I think I'm a hairstylist. I
Right.
can do whatever I want with my hair. Well, I guess to some extent.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. What else would you say before we wrap this up? To add in, or Chloe, or even Celia, who's floating around.
Look at it.
Crazy. What do you want to? You've been listening, I'm sure.
Always. She always listens.
What am I talking about? Like perming extensions compared to like using our natural hair.
Confidence with your hair.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yep. Did you like that?
yeah,
No.
that right
I think
there.
it's very important. I think it's very important. Your hair looks good. You feel better. You do better.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's why I change my hair all the time.
So Celia wears wigs. We've talked about it on the podcast.
What?
Do you feel like you change your hair based on your personality?
I think it has a lot to do with mood.
Your mood?
Yeah.
My favorite hair is the long curly with the space buns.
I love that look.
It's
on
my
you.
favorite. I don't like, not that I don't like it, but short hair, I'm like, it's just not the right person.
I have something to say.
And here's
I don't believe it.
Alyssa.
The thing that gets me the most out of anything is when a client tells me like, oh, like I don't wear it curly because my husband does. I'm like, you should wear it curly every day now because that's your hair, girl.
Yeah.
You can't choose what comes out of like
I've dated people, I've
That would piss
dated
me off.
people that say, I prefer straight hair girls. I'm like, see ya.
Right, well, how'd you swipe up on me?
Right? And I never straightened my hair from that day forward. Right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna change the way I look for
Especially when they're
you.
balding, they all.
Oh my God. Well, that's like that movie that we were just discussing, is these older men who are the ones that promote and push this ideal type of beauty, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I'm not hating on older men. Just talking about
They
the
just don't
movie.
look as good as us, so.
Wow. There's that
You
then
know.
too, for sure. Right?
Right.
Okay. What have we not touched on?
I feel like we got Sarah's story, how she found us and everything.
So
and-
Tara, tell us the benefits of this hair and why you love us so much, because
Who's Tara?
Tara. You know, my first client of the day is
I
Tara.
know.
Every Friday. I know you know Tara and Sarah. So okay, sorry for that. That would be irritating to me. Okay, Sarah, tell us why you love Adored hair.
You're not gonna promise me something that you can't deliver. I take care of the hair. It lasts longer than most of your clients.
How long do you typically wear your hair?
Typically it lasts 18 months and it could probably go up to 2 years. But I've outgrown the hair. My hair's gone longer than the hair every time.
Woohoo! That's an awesome.
Yeah.
That's hard to be able to say.
I won't say most of your clients because I can't speak for them, but you said the majority of people don't take care of it and get 9 months out of it.
Not necessarily my personal clients.
Yeah.
But the clients, yeah, like
In general.
that like I'll deal with through the extension line. And I feel like that was more so in the beginning. Now we've done so much to educate that
Yes.
community that now, there's just so much information out there that if you screw it up, it's on you, because
Yeah.
I've put it all out there as far as to what they need to do to take care of it, and
From products to styling,
Everything.
brushing, everything. And then the added layer of the curl tour, the educating of the stylist.
Yeah.
And what's so cool too with the curl tour
Sorry.
is that the team comes with me. And so you're not just getting my perspective of things, you're getting Chloe, Celia, Alyssa, Jackie. Like, you're experiencing all their experiences as well with their clients and their understanding of things and their take on things. I think that that's a big takeaway too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's not just one educator in a class of
Millions.
millions. It's a tiny class. It's basically, it's almost one-on-one education. It's great. So, Chloe, what else?
Oh, another thing. No matter if it's the littlest thing, hey, I feel this bead in the back of my head that's not where the others are. This something's wrong. This hair's hanging low. It could be the most minute, silliest question. And I'll text her and she responds, take a picture
Send it to me.
and send it to me. It's not, I installed the hair and get through till your next appointment. If something's wrong, by no means due to what she did, but things do happen. I've taken a picture of something and she's like, okay, probably need to start driving here soon. No, not like that, but when can you come in?
Yeah, and everybody fixes it.
Everyone knows
how
Sarah.
to fix and
Yeah,
knows how to take care of it.
I kind of share among everybody here, so.
Well,
But somebody will fix it in the salon. so-
Right, you even day of sometimes, like.
Yeah. They'll squeeze you in for sure, because that is an investment. You paid for the investment and you're being the responsible person to ensure the investment stays intact and taken care of.
Yeah, we'd rather stay late one day than deal with
A hot mess.
Nightmare.
And yeah,
after the fact, for sure.
and it has been a learning curve. It's not easy. But if you put in the work of styling it, and you sleep with your hair up and you do what they tell you to do. I only do my hair once a week. To me, that's that's a huge win.
I am not that my hair looks amazing today, but I am on day 9.
That's impressive.
Isn't that impressive?
Have you been taking your break apart pictures?
I did.
Good.
I did. Yeah, I took them and I took video. I did good with them.
You shouldn't even be talking about this on here. This is exclusive content.
The hair breakup days.
You're right.
Lined up.
Who knew a straight haired girl knew how to do curly hair?
Right?
Oh, they swear I don't.
And kill it.
Right?
Kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what can I say?
I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. Okay. So that was our Q&A with Sarah about the benefits of adored hair extensions over permed extensions.
And what it feels like to get burned and come back from it.
Right.
Yeah. The
That-
comeback is the most
Okay,
important part.
wait. We totally forgot that. When you got burned, was it the second? How many times in was it before you found me?
Well, I went back and gave her the chance to fix it, second burn. And came to Jen with that.
How many
horrible-
dollars? How much were you invested and how quickly did you have to turn it around?
How much was I invested?
How much were those services that you had paid for that did not?
Enough.
When you got the second round, were you
she
looking me
was-
right away? Were you looking up
Yes,
curly extensions right away?
because if you don't get something right the first time and I have to come back to you, you would think you would make it right without charging. No, not with this girl. And I was looking right away because I was just so pissed.
And how would you say that relationship ended? Like, did you say like this isn't right?
She
You need more
just left.
education,
I
or did you
just
just
left.
left it how it was?
I don't like confrontation.
Yeah.
And me and Jen have talked about this quite a few times. And I think one day I'll walk into that salon and my sister still gets her extensions done there. And probably go with my sister because I won't let her touch my hair. And it'll be an in your face moment. Because
Yeah.
I still have the pictures.
You're like,
Um,
my hair is better and longer than it could have ever been. And
Yeah.
you told me it was unruly and it couldn't work with it and it was all my fault. And
Yeah,
Some
I think
people
it would be,
otherwise.
I mean, I could go in there and just start screaming and all of that, but
Don't do.
and
You're
that's
right.
gotta match the
I
curly.
think too.
That would match the curly girl personality we described. So
But I think like with this whole scenario and not too much, it's like lack of information and what was only being given at that time that caused the downfall,
And
right?
poor social standards on top of it. Just
Poor social standards. But like, yeah, it
and
was.
promising you could deliver something that you didn't have a clue.
And
You know,
not knowing the difference between
But I think probably how that really happened was your sister probably was her really good client and she also wanted to keep your sister happy. So therefore she wanted to try to make you happy. I think.
I'm not trying to give that girl any slide on this.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, the real here.
No.
The real.
I could be nice about it, but there's no excuse.
This lack of education and not realizing that two installs on
But-
different textures are very different.
Here's the thing, you
Yeah.
guys, until, I mean, I am gonna take full credit for this.
You should,
Until-
as you should.
Until like the one-on-one education started in this salon, there was no education on curly hair
Yep.
extensions out there for people. I mean, there curly extensions? Yes. But like back to the Jersey Shore scenario where they didn't blend, but nobody knew, they just thought that that was okay. How
Right.
about when we went to the
Oh,
I shouldn't say it too loud, but like a very big person was on stage speaking and had in probably clip-in extensions that were curly. And from the front, it just looked amazing. It looked like it was huge,
Sure.
it was big, it was gorgeous. But then a side view and you could see the big, right? And I was like, oh my God, let me add her hair.
Right?
Let me just do her hair. And so, yeah, until the education, till we really got into it, there really wasn't much out there for people to know what the hell to do with it. And probably a lot came up with working on my head. Me
Yeah,
doing mine,
sure.
you guys doing it.
And you wanting extensions. Like, I
Yes.
feel like if you never wanted them, it probably wouldn't have been as
I mean,
big of
yeah.
a thing as it is now. But
Yeah.
it's great that you did because it wasn't an option until you wanted it.
Yeah.
Like,
And we learned so much from my head. So
Yeah.
much. All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, listening, or watching to the Curly Girls Obsessions today. This was kind of a spicy, informational episode and a movie review at that.
yeah.
You got to chat with quite a few people in the salon. You got to see us in action. We put in a full row in Sarah's head. So if you don't follow us already, follow us on social media. My personal is Jennifer_Johnson_Janish, Janisch. The salon is Adored Salon. The hairline is adored_signature_hand-tied_hair. And curls by Chloe with
Periods between the words.
and looks by Celia and hair by Alyssa, the two that came in during our little chat. So we'll see you next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.